TBE fam, welcome back to the show. This is going to be a quickie. I just had a crazy stupid idea, so I popped on. I've got no notes, nothing planned, but I want to talk to you about something. So, literally yesterday, I had this idea come through where I was like, gosh, what I would have given, what I would have paid to have been a fly on the wall while Sarah Blakely was building out Spanx. Like, if I could have just seen soup to nuts, everything she was doing with her little red backpack, building in her garage. What did it look like? Knocking on doors, being rejected, told no, so on and so forth. I was like, that would be so cool. And something that I got into in 2024 has been actually 2023. I started reading memoirs and biographies and autobiographies. And if you know me, you know that I love reading and I believe readers are leaders. Even if you're just listening, you don't have to read them. I'm a huge advocate for books because I feel like it's the ability for us to collapse time, right? We can take what took somebody 10 years, 20 years, 40 years to learn in their life, and then we can learn it in 200 pages. But I just switched over to sort of like these memoirs. My goodness, that's hard for me to say. In the past like 9 months or so. And as I'm reading them and some of the podcasts I'm even listening to, I'm finding myself like, I'm really learning about founders. I'm really interested in the psychology of why and how they're making decisions. And I'm less interested in this season of my life and business in like the 5 steps and the tactical ways and the marketing strategies. Because for me, I feel like I've been doing so many years of consuming that type of content, which I still do. I love those books, obviously. But I think for me, there's like this balance of also, it's really important for me to get into the head of a founder. Like, let me hear what the CEO did on the ground level. I want to hear the real stories of like the challenges and the knit and the grit and the resistance and the resilience and all the whatever. Like, I want to hear it. I want to see it. And I think part of that also for me is just stepping into a new season of my own life. And I've known that I've been pregnant for a lot of months, even though I haven't publicly, shared until just recently. And so I've been on the precipice of knowing that there's a new season and a new chapter. And there's sort of a lot of self exploration that's going on. And when I read these stories and hear these podcasts of CEOs and founders and sort of the peek behind the curtain, it's just giving me like a new insight, different perspective, and like a zest for life and business, right? Like a different, just a different angle. And it's almost refueling my engine, which maybe I didn't realize was as low on gas as it was. And I don't mean like energy wise, just, I don't know, purpose and spirit and soul wise, excitement wise. You know what I mean. I think you know what I mean. Sometimes you just get so in the day to day, like in the doing. I joke with Mike sometimes. I'm like, I'm so grateful. Our life is incredible. And there's still an element as like a human adult in the United States of like, you kind of just, it's like Groundhog's Day, even when you own your own business. Like, we're constantly working on new projects, but like, we're still going to cook and we're going to clean and we're going to clean up from our cooking and we're going to feed the dog and we're going to take a shower and we're going to do the workout and not that order. Right. So it's like, you kind of just like do the stuff. Anyway, so yesterday we were on a team meeting and I said, I have this crazy idea. What if we took our audience with us, our community with us, behind the scenes while we literally build out a brand new offer, a brand new product, and a launch? Like, what if we showed them everything? Because I'm blessed that my team and I've been working together. The core four on our team have been together now for over 4 years. We've done dozens of launches together. I mean, I've done well over 100 launches, and they've been with me for the majority of them. So many launches. High ticket, low ticket, evergreen, passive, live launching, webinar launching, challenge launching, like masterclass launching, mastermind launching, you name it, we've done it. Even free things, right? Freebies, opt-ins, stuff like that. So we have a system down that we follow every time we launch. And there's a lot of like unwritten communication that happens, like unspoken communication that happens at this point. One, because we have very clear boards written out. We use Monday.com. So the process itself is very clearly written out. So we don't have to really speak about it because everyone knows their job and what they're doing and where it goes next. But then two, we've just done it so many times and we sort of have this flow that works regardless of how big or small the launch is or how big or small the product is. We sort of use the same framework. So anyway, I tell them this on the call yesterday, and I'm recording this episode. It is literally 1:30 in the afternoon on a Wednesday. So we were on a meeting yesterday on Tuesday, 10 o'clock in the morning. I have this idea. I tell them about it. By the end of the day yesterday, this new masterclass has a name, it has a subtitle, it has a Pinterest board with branding for ideas, and it has copy to go on a page of how we're going to talk about it. I wake up this morning and I already received back from my team examples of what the imagery can look like so that I could edit those examples. I then also received from my team, okay, we're going to want to write this email, and this email, and we're going to want them done on these particular dates. We're going to email them to our list. We're going to do this. We want to talk about it on social media on these days. And so, one, I know it sounds nice, like, it must be nice, Jess, you have a team, right? But what I want you to recognize is team or no team, you can do this for yourselves too. And this is what I'm always preaching, where structure creates freedom. It's like when you do something once and you lock it in and you nail it down and you write your process, if it's on Post-it notes, if it's in a Google spreadsheet, or if it's in a Monday.com or a Trello board, then every time you go to launch something, you just go back to your process and you essentially clone and plug in to see what you want to like do that you would normally do, and then what you might tweak for the particular launch of the thing that you're doing. But as well, not just the launch, like the actual product build out. So are you going to be filming videos? Are you creating a slideshow? Does there need to be a PDF or an ebook, right? All of these elements are part of like the big picture of when you're bringing something to life. And so here we are, 24 hours later. This ship is in motion. We are skyrocketing to the moon right now. And we have decided that we're going to be hosting a masterclass called Backstage Pass. Okay. Now, during Backstage Pass, I'm like geeking out. It's literally a tour of the behind the scenes of us building out an entire product, the marketing, and launching it right before your eyes. Like, you're going to see the back end process of how we do that. So just imagine for a moment being able to pull back the curtain, like lift up the hood and get an inside look at exactly what a seven-figure business owner does and what it takes to go from quite literally crazy, stupid idea to income in the matter of days. This is what I wish that I had with people like Sarah Blakely, or gosh, even Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Beyonce, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift, could you imagine being a fly on the wall and getting a backstage pass to not a show of Taylor Swift's? Like, yeah, that would be cool, right? You go on the Eras Tour or backstage pass, woot woot, whatever. But how about as a business owner getting a backstage pass to the process of building that show out? The production, the teams, the lighting, the AV, the dancers, the costumes, the tickets, the sales, the pricing. Where are we going to go next? How are we driving from one place to another? How are we flying from one place to another? Could you imagine the set list, like all of it? I geek out on this stuff so much because as a business owner, I'm like, this is literally the most interesting thing. So now is your chance. Now is your chance, because during Backstage Pass, we're going to walk you step by step through. So as the last 24 hours have unfolded, I've literally been screen recording, Loom recording, and taking screenshots of whether it's been messages from team members going one by one, like back and forth with each other, or Google documents that we've created to communicate with each other, the project management board that we're using in Monday.com, the audits and edits coming through of things, even like our Canva graphics that, you could say aren't really important, but they are. It's the brand, it's the vibe, it's the feeling that people get when they're going to be coming to something. So I have been capturing all of this for you to put it into a slideshow, which is going to be a training that you're going to come to. And I'm literally going to walk you step by step through the whole process, from the concept and ideation to messaging and pricing, to the branding and the vibe and the aesthetics, to the deliverables and how we decide on that and how we're going to create hype, to the actual page that we're building out, or pages. What's the technology? How's it connected? Do we need a sales page? How long is it? Do we need a checkout page? What's on the checkout page? Is there a payment plan option? Are we doing interest? Are there bonuses? All of that. Then the marketing. What does it look like on email, podcast, social media, so on and so forth? And then, of course, the promotion and the delivery of it. This masterclass, like, it's happening in one masterclass. It is the total full bird's eye view with a really simple framework that you can follow or not. Take what you want, leave the rest, right? Maybe you come to this and you're like, ooh, I really like that idea, or that way of organizing feels really good to me, or gosh, I never even thought that far in the future about a downsell or an upsell. I'm so glad I'm here to hear that, right? The whole purpose of Backstage Pass is to simplify what you're doing in your business and to take some of the guesswork out of what you're doing in your business. Because if I know anything about launching, I know that it can feel really overwhelming because there's a lot of dials to turn. There's a lot of pieces to a launch, especially when you're a solopreneur and you're doing it all yourself. I've watched this with hundreds and hundreds of clients over the years where it's like, okay, great. During this launch, I remembered to plan ahead and I wrote my emails, but dang, I totally forgot about my social media content. Or I created all the social media content ahead of time, but like, ooh, I really missed the mark because I should have done XYZ. Like, man, how do I get other people to share about my program that I'm selling? Or, ooh, I forgot to collect testimonials. Or, gosh, I should have had somewhere for them to go after, right? Like they went through the program, they got great results, and then they left. It's like, well, what about a continuation option or a downsell? So there's just so many parts and pieces. And I feel like as a creative and a visionary, the easy part for me is the download on a Tuesday morning. The easy part for me is coming up with the crazy, stupid idea. The easy part for me is coming to the team and going, I know this doesn't make any logical sense, but I really want to do this thing. Where can we squeeze it into our timeline? This is the brand. This is what I'm seeing. Like, y'all, I was on Pinterest probably within 20 minutes of getting off the meeting. And that is arguably not the most important thing at all. Like it is the least important part of really a launch. But within 20 minutes of getting off the call, I was on Pinterest. I made a Pinterest board with a label, even though the program didn't have a name yet. And I'm pulling ideas because I'm such a visual person and I'm getting the vibe of it all. And I'm writing out what I want to teach in this masterclass. And I'm moving the blocks around to put them in an order that makes sense as you come the consumer. Like what story makes sense when you're coming into this? And here we are 24 hours later, and this thing is built out. And so I am really freaking excited about this masterclass because it's a look into a founder's brain. It's a look into a company's structure. It's a look into what it could look like for you, whether that's now or in the future, whether you have a team or you don't. But it's just it's a tour behind the scenes. I mean, I can't call it anything else. It's a freaking backstage pass and it's going to be amazing. Here's the deal. You can either join us in Backstage Pass, purchase it and meet us there. Or if you're a member of the club, which is our monthly membership, then you're going to get access to the Backstage Pass for free because that is your July monthly workshop. That is your July monthly training. So inside the club, you get it for free. If you're not a part of the club and you want to just join this one-off masterclass, you can totally do that. And here's a third option for you. You decide you want to join the Backstage Pass. You're going to then obviously be put into the club because that's where it's happening. So even if you just buy a one-off ticket to Backstage Pass, we're going to put you into the club. You get into the club, you might as well poke around for the month. It's a monthly membership. All of a sudden you're in the portal, you're consuming this training and that training, you're binging this PDF, you're meeting people in the community chat. Maybe you fall in love and want to stay forever. It's totally up to you, or you can cancel at any time. We'll give you all of the information in the show notes, but I'm just so excited to offer this to you. Like the thing that I wish I had there. I can't even tell you how many businesses I wish. I watched that Nike movie. What was it called? Air One, probably called Air One. That makes the most sense. Air Jordan, something like that. About Philip Knight, the founder of Nike. And it's a movie, but even sitting in on the meeting in the movie when they're talking about like the different brand deals, or Michael Jordan, his mom calling and basically being like, no, I want him to have rev share for the future, right? Like I watch those movies and I'm like foaming at the mouth because I wish they were real meetings. And I'm like, I hope that they're really giving us a truthful orientation of what it was really like the conversations. Obviously they Hollywood it, they make it Hollywood, but like how much of it is real. And I foam at the mouth over it. We watched the docu-series about Uber, the docu-series about Spotify. Like I'm just like geeking out on this stuff because these are these massive companies that are innovators, they're trendsetters, they're changing the world. And I'm curious to know what's going on behind the scenes. Like what's going on behind the scenes? So if you're anything like me, I would be like the curious little nosy Nancy, like the nosy Ned. It's like, let me see what's going on behind a company or a brand who has done hundreds of, well over 100 launches, who's done multiple millions in revenue, who's who's got really great client retention, but then also is willing to jump on publicly and be like, not everything that we do is a win. I just recently shared, not everything that we do is a win. I did an IG live about something that we had launched that just kind of one day, just the sales didn't come in. So it's like, how do you get in the brain of that person? How do you get behind the scenes? Well, in the Backstage Pass, you're going to get behind the scenes. So come tour behind the scenes with us as we build out an entire program, product, and launch it right before your eyes. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited to share it with you because honestly, like I keep saying, it's something that I just wish that I had. Take what you want, leave the rest. There's going to be amazing little nuggets in there, and it's not going to break the bank at all. I promise you that. I cannot wait to see you there. And hopefully, if you're already a member of the club, you're already in. So let me know, DM me, tell me as soon as you're in, whether you're purchasing, you're joining the club right now for a first timer, or you've been in the club. DM me, let me know that you're excited about Backstage Pass. Let me know that you're going to be there. Let me know that you're coming, and we will see you there live. All of the information will be in the show notes. I cannot freaking wait. I love you all. Cheers to your evolution. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you loved this episode, I invite you to be a part of our ripple effect and share it with a friend. And please, if you feel called, take 30 seconds to leave a 5-star review, and I'll be forever grateful. Until next time, cheers to your evolution.